Kia ora, good evening. Police today cordoned off a section of Otapuni Gardens in Invercargill following the discovery of a body this morning. A deceased male was discovered at 10:15 this morning. At this stage, it's unclear how long the body may have been there. Forensic investigators have begun piecing together what happened, while a post-mortem was performed this afternoon. The man's body was found just metres from where a woman was murdered in February this year. State Highway 94 between Te Anau and Milford Sound has reopened with limited access and extreme caution is being urged. The road reopened yesterday from 7:30am till 5:30pm with single lane access in several places due to avalanche debris and road washout from heavy rainfall. Opening times have been restricted due to visibility and wintry conditions, and drivers are being asked to allow extra travel time. Peter Robinson of New Zealand Transport Authority says avalanches are not unusual at this time of the year. What was being heralded as a promising lambing season has taken a turn for the worst over the weekend. Despite good feed on offer, recent wintry weather has left low-lying water that's affected lamb survival rates. Ray Watson, manager at Thornbury Slinkskins, reported last week roadside carcass collections were down on previous years, but today says that's turned around. He says rain, cold temperatures and wet ground are causing lamb mortality rates to climb. Met Service said today showers should clear tomorrow morning, with southwesterlies dying away, snow forecast of 500 metres and frosts are more likely tomorrow evening and Wednesday morning. The people of Bluff are not waiting for a hand up to get on with beautifying their town. Instead, they're following the South Alive movement and doing it themselves as a community. The organisation is called Bluff 2024 and they aim to have the oldest European settlement in the country up to scratch for the bicentenary in, 2024. I caught up with Bluff's 2024's June Dagg earlier today.
We're a group of about 24, although we do find as we do projects that the local people hop in and help and it becomes quite a real friendly atmosphere and they love cleaning up. We've got big plans for Bluff, preparing for the bicentennial in 2024 and it's going to be the first town in New Zealand to reach the bicentenary, so it's going to be pretty exciting. The entrance is one of our main projects. We're working on that now.
You had a wee bit of a meeting, didn't you, and identified that with the locals?
We had a very large meeting at the Marae and identified that was the area that most people wanted done priority, and so that's where we've gone, and it's a very large project. We're working with the Invercargill City Council and Robin Pagan from Parks and Reserves, and we're well on the way to getting it started, and hopefully it will all go well. It's going to be done in 3 stages and it's going to take a while to develop, but I think it will make the entrance to Bluff very attractive.
What support? You mentioned there were a lot of meetings and that sort of thing. You've got big support from the local community?
Local sports organisations, children's groups, the motorcycle from up Bluff Hill, the businesses. It's just been wonderful really, the retailers and hoteliers and the people with the tourist industry at heart, and they've all turned out to support.
And you're looking to South Alive as sort of a bit of inspiration?
Yes, they have been quite a good inspiration and we have had help from South Alive, and mind you, our own members have got lots of ideas too. They've got ideas. It's a bit different being coastal. It sort of makes the range different that you look at. I think we tend to sort of look around the sea area and the fishing industry and that sort of thing to promote our town.
Do you think it's just become that time where the locals have gone, well, we can't wait for anyone else to come in and do the town up, it's time for us to grab the bull by the horns?
I think that's dead right. It's just been left too long and it's just got to the stage that's exactly what, you're dead right, it's exactly what's happening, and it's happening in lots of areas, not just here.
And if you want the chance to contribute to the fundraising and like local music, then get along to Bluff Rocks, a concert at the Bluff Town Hall this Saturday night. All proceeds to Bluff 2024. Candidates headed in numbers to this afternoon's Grey Power candidates meeting. Grey Power has traditionally held this event each year local government elections roll around. 130 members of the public heard from and then put their questions to 33 candidates standing for the Invercargill Licensing Trust, the Invercargill City Council and Environment Southland. Grey Power President Jeff Pearcey says key issues were the A to B yacht race, Bluff Port and the inner city upgrade. Stay with us. Coming up after the break, we wrap up Conservation Week in the South. Hello, welcome back. Adding fluoride to council water supplies has been a contentious issue for many years, but new evidence is emerging about the benefits of fluoridated water. A recent national survey into oral health showed 40% less tooth decay on average for children living in fluoridated areas compared to non-fluoridated. Fluoride occurs naturally in water, but in New Zealand levels are low. Some councils supplement fluoride to optimum levels for dental health, including Invercargill. A website www.fluoridefacts.gov, backed by the Ministry of Health, District Health Boards and New Zealand Dental and Medical Associations, has been launched to help local communities make informed decisions on water fluoridation. The weather put a dampener on the end of Conservation Week, with the Department of Conservation Activities Day Saturday copping the brunt of the icy southerly onslaught. For the first time in the history of Conservation Week, the Department of Conservation was involved. I spoke to DOC's John McCarroll.
Right, so this has been quite a busy week for us in comparison to what we've done in the past. I guess we've probably been notably absent from activities during the weeks that we've previously had. So because we've gone into a new structure which is around engaging our local communities and working alongside them, we wanted to have a bit of a physical presence, and we sort of looked at ways that we could do that and who we could work with. So we've jumped on board with Invercargill City Council Parks Division, who have helped us with the location and also soccer system and other sort of activities and manpower, and also exhibitions at the museum here and the team here. So we're just looking at different ways of getting the message out to the community that our environment is important.
It's a shame you couldn't have had a word with someone about the weather. It's been a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, we haven't got a direct line there, but yeah, we certainly tried. Yeah, I mean, it's a real shame, isn't it? It puts a bit of a dampener and probably turns people off. But so today is trying to tell people around what the types of things that we do out and about in our fantastic landscape and environment. And sometimes we have to do it in this sort of weather, so we thought we'll just kick on anyway.
There has been interest though today. There's been interest.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Those hardy souls.
Hardy Southland souls. I guess having the museum here has been, a factor in that, because you can still bring your kids in, have a look around, and then run for cover, and then quickly pop out and get a bit of a sausage and go from there. So it's still that awareness and that branding. So it's not all lost today. We've had good numbers.
DOC's emphasis on engaging with the community like this, you'd be full supporting the Dog Island and those sort of initiatives with the Ascot Park Hotel. And
most definitely. I mean, we're there to see what sort of support and encouragement we can give to organisations where they're trying to restore the ecological systems and areas that we work in. Yeah, so fully supportive of what they're doing on Dog Island there. I think it's great. It is an iconic Southland site. You know, I don't think there's too many people that have stood up on Bluff Hill and looked out there. You know, haven't viewed Dog Island and thought, gee, I wonder what life was like there.
Going and having a wee look.
Yes, and we've got opportunities to get out there through some of our volunteer programs as well. I haven't got the exact dates for those, but yeah, and that's about community engaging with our natural environment, and obviously there's the historical elements to Dog Island too, which is beautiful as well.
And fortunately the weather did improve on Sunday for a big beach clean-up at Oriti, organised by I Love Invers. Organiser Monica Torito says there was 280 kgs of rubbish removed on Sunday afternoon, including an old fireplace. She says that since the last clean-up in July, the rubbish has gone down and the number of collectors has gone up. Around 60 people combed both the beach and dunes looking for thoughtlessly discarded refuse.
We're just a local-driven community event for people to clean up the surrounding area of Oriti Beach. It's all blown into the dunes, so we're just doing the dunes and the roads surrounding the beach.
And I Love Invers event.
Yes, yeah, it's the the business I work for, so we've used it to promote through our channels as well as through the Keep New Zealand Beautiful channels.
It looks like a pretty good turnout. There's a few people wandering around the dunes, and despite the cold wind.
Yeah, really, really good. We had a similar event the first time in July, and we had about 30 to 40 people, but this time it's at least double that, and they're still arriving, and there's a lot of young people, a lot of kids, families have come out, and there's a guy here from, I think he's English, he's gone through all these kind of events to have a look around the area, and he's here as well. Sea Shepherd is here as well. There's all sorts of community people down here, and it's really, really good.
And it sort of it ties into Conservation Week, but you've just been explaining Clean Up Week as well.
Yeah, Keep New Zealand Beautiful Week kicks off today, and it goes through the whole week until next Saturday, 21st.
Be a tidy Kiwi.
Yes, that's right.
Bit of a blustery day, but good to get out and clean the beach up.
Yeah, get cobwebs out of the head too. But no, it's really good what the women are doing organising a day like this, and I admire them for doing so.
Is there a lot of rubbish around?
Well, no, actually the tide's been so high that a lot has been washed out to sea, I think, but just above the high tide mark, about a metre above the sandhill there's quite a lot of debris that's been tossed up by the sea, so I'm just collecting that. I see there's a can just down there.
Actually, it's getting a bit hard to find the rubbish on the beach, so. Which is good. Yeah, it's positive.
A good sign.
It is positive, yeah.
And good to see everyone out today.
There's a lot of people out doing it. Yeah, it's good.
Getting
Great.
involved.
Yep, it's all good.
So how have you guys gone? Have you got a bit of rubbish today?
I've got socks.
You found socks?
Yeah, a lot of plastic cups.
Yeah, McDonald's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the most common rubbish?
Yeah.
Bottles.
Bottles, yeah, a couple of beer bottles.
Only a couple.
Yeah.
But the McDonald's, the fast food's the biggest
Yeah.
waste? And have you been doing clean-ups before?
Yeah.
Yeah, with different clubs and stuff have come out.
Motorists were diverted Saturday as Parks and Reserve staff and contractors brought down one of the large macrocarpers on the corner of Queen's Drive and Don Street. The 31-metre tree was estimated to be about 90 years old and was considered too close to curbing set to go in as that section of Queen's Drive is remodelled over the coming months. Council Director of Parks and Reserves, Robin Pagan, says the tree was removed by contractors with Parks and Reserve staff conducting the clean-up. All of the wood and even wood chips will be recycled to be used on other parks and reserves projects. And that's it from News Tonight. Coming up in sport, the Stags begin their stretch of away games with a loss to Manawatu on Friday. From the news team, good night.